Hello, Sharp on Riders. This is T.S. Mitchell, aka Spin Diesel, your lead out man. And I am making a video today just to answer one question that came from a subscriber on our YouTube channel, Sharp on Riders, from Mr. C. Mr. C says, I would like to know how to properly prepare for a ride consisting over 2 hours. I sometimes bonk on hard rides lasting over 2 hours. Well, the first thing I want to say, Mr. C, is do not ever think you are the only one that has ever bonked. Okay? If anybody has ever put their legs over over a bicycle and pedaled and gone any measure of distance, they felt what bonking is. Now, for those who may not truly understand what bonking is, well, in my vernacular, bonking is when you're riding your bike and you let your mind ride a check, your behind can't cash. That's what bonking is. You know, you put more energy and you burn more calories than you're actually taking in. In the financial realm, we say that's insufficient funds. So when you're riding your bike and you want to prepare properly, and I'm glad you said properly because there's all measures of preparation. You know, I was told many years ago about 5 P's for success, and that is proper planning prevents poor performance. Remember that proper planning prevents poor performance. So when you're dealing with riding for an extended period of time, the first thing I say is, in the measure of proper, you want to properly understand what it is that you're going to be doing. Who's leading the ride? Are you riding solo? Okay, are you going to be riding at a high intensity or endurance pace or recovery pace? 2 hours can be easy, hard, or intimate, so it depends on the effort. But however you plan, properly understand. That's why I'm an advocate for having group rides with scheduled routes. These rides sometimes when folks just, we get together and then we try and figure out which way we're going to go. Those type of rides always lead to what? Somebody, not feeling comfortable, somebody overextending themselves, and somebody bonking. So what you want to do, if at all possible, have your route planned out. Properly have that route designed. So that way, when you know you're out there riding, you can plan for the rest stops. You can know where, you can get some water, some food, whatever the case may be. Know the route ahead of time. So the first part is properly plan your routes. The second part about preventing bonking is this. What I do is I have a process I call N+1. Now, to the ordinary cyclist, when we say N+1, we automatically think of the number of bikes a cyclist has. Well, N+1, when it comes to preparing for your ride, is this. N equals the number of hours of the ride plus 1. And then that equation equals the number of days you should prepare for the ride. Case in point, to address your question, so if you know you're going to do a 2-hour ride on Saturday, so you take the 2, that's your N, plus 1. So you will begin properly preparing for that ride on Wednesday, 3 days before the ride. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because of the fact is that your body needs to begin to build what is called good energy sources. Good energy sources. And here's an example. You're driving a beautiful sports car. I don't know what type of car you drive, but let's say if you had a Hellcat. Oh, those are some nice cars. Oh, them Hellcats are nice. All right. So you got yourself a Hellcat. Now, you get that Hellcat and you put some cheap gas in it. I mean, you spent a lot of money for that beautiful, powerful car, but then you put some cheap gas in there. Now, the car may still run, but it won't perform to its best. But then you take that same car, you get that cheap gas out, and you put some quality fuel in there, some premium fuel. It will take some time before the engine cleans itself out, and then before you know it, you're getting some maximum results from the same vehicle, and all you really have to do is just change your fuel. So now what you're doing when you're preparing to prevent bonking, make sure you have good energy sources. Now, I know many folks will say, well, eat a candy bar this, and they drink sodas that, and they do all that stuff. But listen, you ask me the question, I'm going to give you my answer. My answer is stay away from 3 things: soy, sugar, and what was the last one? Sodium. Soy, sugar, and sodium. Okay? Those things, especially at our age. Now, I don't know how old you are, Mr. C, but if you are about my age, you lived more than a half a century, we can't do the same things like we used to do when we were a quarter of a century. Okay? So here's the point. You still can be effective. You still can be strong. You still can get out there with the best of them. And prevent bonking means that you got to understand your body. Get rid of the poor fuel and put some positive and strong energy sources in your body. Now, one thing that I do before I go out, I have a bowl of oatmeal. And not just any oatmeal. I'm not talking about the packaged oatmeal you buy that has a lot of one of the S's, a lot of sugar in it. What I do, let me get it right here. Yeah. This here, I use what is called steel oats. Now, I like steel oats because it's gluten-free and it has a lot of whole grain that is cut the right way. I take that, and before I go out on my ride, it don't have to be a big bowl, just put something in your body, okay? And I make every week, this is my crock pot. I make my oatmeal. I put my fruit, I put raisins, sometimes I put bananas, sometimes I chop up apples and put it in there. Put a little honey, okay, and put it in there. Now, with the crock pot, one thing about this is that in my preparation, so today I just finished a 3-hour endurance ride. I made this the night before. It's a crock pot. Put it in there, let it slow cook. And woo-wee, let me tell you, that's some good eating there. All right? And then, so that's what you have for your energy source when you're out, before you leave. When you're on your bike, make sure you have food sources. Even if I'm going just for an hour or two, I still put some snacks in my back pocket of my cycling jersey. I always carry at least 1 or 2 gel packs because if I don't need it, there could be someone else on the ride that would need it. So at least this way I have it as an emergency source. So it's the fuel source that really counts. Now, let me point out something else here. All right, so, another thing to help increase your performance and to prevent bonking is to understand you can bonk on the bike and also off the bike. How many times have you come home and you didn't eat within the first 30 minutes? And the next thing you know, you started getting headaches. You started feeling fatigue. And the more you go out and you ride, and your rides get longer and longer, then your body needs more time to recover if it has not been getting good sources of food. So what you have to do is many times you got to change what you're eating. Nutrition is a key to preventing a lot of the problems. So even when I come home, like in the wintertime, it's cold outside, I have to give my body a chance to warm up before I go take a shower, because taking a shower when your body is cold, it's like somebody stabbing you 1,000 times with needles all over your body. Your nerves just gets a shock. So give your body, especially, you're riding in 30 and 40 degree weather like I do from time to time, give your body a chance to warm up. But while you're warming up, have food already prepared for you to eat on or snack on within 30 minutes. So what we do, I'm in the kitchen now. Come let me show you. Look here. I make my, these are my sweet potatoes. I make a bunch of sweet potatoes in the week. So if I'm hungry, I just grab one stack, boom, there it is. We got our, while I was out on my ride today, my wife went shopping. And that's one thing I want to point out. She got some broccolis, okay? And I know if you saw this here, this is cinnamon raisin bread. That's hers. That's not mine. No, that's not mine. That's hers. All right, she's just $1.25. I'm deucing a quarter, so she can eat that. I stay with the broccoli. All right, and and there's other things we make sure we have in the house. We have our vegetables. Oh, not vegetables. This is that's no vegetables. That's fruit. That's grapes. All right, we got other oranges and pears and mangoes. All right, and here's part of my vegetables. Yeah, my green peppers. I love to mix up my cooking with green peppers. So when you want to prevent bonking, it doesn't start on the bike. It starts right here in the kitchen. That's where it starts. Starts with your nutrition. So remember, proper planning prevents poor performance. So remember, you want to make sure you eat properly, get yourself a good nutrition plan, all right? Make sure you have a good plan for your routes, okay? And if by chance you have to ride by yourself or just take control over the group, don't be afraid. Look here. You guys are riding too far without any water. I need some water. I need to stop and get some food, all right? Because your health is more important than other people's pride. Proper planning prevents poor performance. This has been T.S. Mitchell, a.k.a. SpinDIESEL. And Mr. C, I really appreciate your question. And I truly hope that this brings some light to your concerns about being able to ride for 2 hours or more without bonking. Just remember, N+1. N+1. So the number of hours you're going to ride plus 1 equals the number of days you begin your preparation for your ride. This is T.S. Mitchell, a.k.a. SpinDIESEL. Be well, be blessed, and be your best.